have anything they want to share? Anything they want to ask?
This isn't a question particularly, but sort of a comment about something. One term that people may or may not have heard of is the term cupido-romantic, which is basically people who are aromantic but are still interested in a romantic relationship, even if they're not romantically attracted to who they want to be in a relationship with. And this is, I know that there's been, online there was a bit of debate a few years ago, is this real, is this harming the community? That died down a bit as far as I saw, but this is more just people may not be aware of that term. It may be a useful term for some people to have. Yeah,
just to let you know, I've done a video about that, and that is covered in my course as well. So yeah, so in my course, I don't know if you grabbed a leaflet when you first came in, because I've got a free asexuality course through asexualizeacademy.com, and I even discuss some of the aromantic spectrum in there and the different variations within it, and that includes grey romantic and cupido-romantic. I actually knew a guy who was cupido-romantic, so I know it exists. And I don't like this fact when people say, does it exist or doesn't it? If there's someone who believes that they are it, and it makes sense, and, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it exists. If you exist, then it exists. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's kind of like some people don't believe asexuals exist. But we do exist because we're sat here. So because I've had a friend who was it, and he explained what it was to me as well, I know they do exist. So yeah, I have got that covered in a YouTube channel on Asexualise, My Asexual Life as well, that I did to explain the term and what it is, because I do think it needs more visibility as well, because I have seen there's some controversy online. But kind of, if anyone watches my channel, I'm a bit controversial sometimes anyway, because I tackle some taboo subjects and I'm not really afraid of saying it like it is. So yeah, thank you so much for bringing it up, I really appreciate that.
People were talking about having discussions with partners, prospective partners, which is really illuminating. I think the question I have is, how do you get to that point? Because I haven't dated in my life, and I tried Tinder last year, and people outright rejected me for being open about my sexuality. They told me I should be using dating apps. And I found that really hard to deal with. I mean, how do you initiate those, how do you start those conversations to begin with?
Did you know there's an asexual dating app out now called ASAP?
I've not had much luck with those sort of things. I identify as gay as well. So
okay. So ASAP is an online dating app and social networking app for asexuals, and you download it to go on Android phone or iPhone. I'll just warn you that there are some people on there that are not actually asexual. Surprise, surprise, you do get them. So, you know, personally with me, I can't ever have sex again. I'm sex repulsed these days, even though I've had sex in the past. So I just eliminate all the dating sites that have got sexuals, or other people call them allosexuals, I just call them sexuals on them, because I don't want to be in a relationship that's not suitable for me. I'm fiercely monogamous, so I'm not going to share. So, you know, I only go on the asexual dating sites, the asexual app, and I'm in asexual dating Facebook groups and run two of my own, and I go out to asexual meetups. And anyone who comes along in my life, even if they're, you know, I don't know they're asexual, I'm really upfront and I'll just say, oh hi, I'm Sandra, and I shortly get into the conversation, I'm a heteromantic asexual. Or I start talking about asexuality, bring it up randomly, like I do. That's my personality, so I get away with it, I guess. In the first 5 minutes of talking to someone, hello stranger, yeah, I do asexual stuff online. So yeah, you've got to work out what your boundaries are. Work out whether you know, if you're going on dating sites that predominantly got people who want sex on them, if you're not comfortable in having sex and you don't ever want it, then I would suggest not being on them and look towards being on the asexual dating sites, the asexual app, and going to asexual meetups across the UK. I've got a friend, and he came to an asexual meetup that I did in Exeter, and he lived in London, and it inspired him to go to lots of other meetups, and he went to another meetup in the UK, all over the UK, about once every week, a different meetup around the country. So about 3 months, and he's now with an asexual girlfriend that's the love of his life, and he couldn't be happier. So you can get asexual love. And I've seen a lot of homo romantic guys, for example, on Asexuality, because I like younger foreign guys, but predominantly, when I go on the dating sites, they're homo romantic, so I'm like, I lucked out, they're not going to be attracted to me unless I change what I look like, and I like what I look like. So yeah, so don't give up hope, that's what I'd say, and stick to what you actually want, and be very, very bold and brave, and just tell people up front, you know, you don't want a sexual relationship, and that's it. And if they can't you know, like that, if they can't be faithful to you, if you want monogamy, then, you know, go to people who can give you that.
How do you tell people that you're sex repulsed? Because it's really difficult to say to people, I'm asexual, and they say, oh, do you not like sex? And they, yes, I think it's gross and lame and awful. That's just my opinion. I'm very positive about other people having sex, just not me. I don't get it. So how do you just come out to people that you don't enjoy it and will never be in that kind of position?
So I've had sex in the past, but I'm actually a sex repulsed asexual these days because I had it because I thought I had to, and that was the norm and expected of me. And then in 2014, I decided I was dating sexual guys, but the sexual energy from them just became too much. I couldn't date anymore. I was nearly wetting myself, to be quite honest with you, which is a big thing to say in front of loads of people. But you know, it was so hard. I used to be in the toilet all the time on the dates mostly, and I used to be thinking, you know, they're really going to want sex at the end of the night. And I dated this Bangladesh guy, 21 years old, very good looking. But best kiss ever. But after our date, he wanted sex, and I told him, I just said I think I used the word I don't like sex, because that's when I first found out I was asexual. I wasn't so confident. But I mean, nowadays I just tell someone. I mean, I don't tend to even date or remotely get interested in that. But I did actually, because if anyone's got my Asexual Perspectives book, there's someone in it who's with a bisexual. They're asexual, and they're with a bisexual, and they said the sex didn't matter. So I'm thinking, it's given me a little bit of hope that maybe I can find someone. So last year I did date a heterosexual guy for two months, and we never had sex, and he didn't even see me nude because I'm naked repulsed, which there's not many asexuals like that, although my friend is over here. But you know, and I told him I'm naked repulsed, so you're not going to see me naked, and I just kept my clothes on the whole time I was kissing him and stuff. And the only thing you can do is be yourself in life. Life is so short, and I cannot emphasise this enough. This is why I tell people, you know, I'm very blunt. I tell people very quickly things, because I think if you waste your time and energy on someone who can never give you what you want, so if you want a relationship and you never want sex, that's something that's essential to who you are and your being. So you really need to be upfront with them, and if they're going to want that, they're not going to be the right person for you. They're not going to give the love to you that you want, that you need, and that you deserve. You deserve love without sex, and people can be loved without sex. And, you know, I'm going to make sure that if I get a relationship, it's going to have no sex in it. Otherwise, I'm going to be happily single for the rest of my life.
Sorry, it's just, was anyone having happy love stories?
Yeah, I gave you one earlier about my friend meeting his girlfriend after being at meetups for 3 months, and he's been happy with her since, before Christmas. He's so in love. They post pictures all the time together. It's really awesome. And they're both romantic asexuals. They're so in love. They're actually beautiful. So yeah, that's what I mean. But you have to be proactive, not reactive, and put yourself out there on asexual dating sites and groups and go and meet people offline. You know, it's a huge thing.